We haven't talked about the Mitchell Park Dome. Someone wants to know, would you be in favor of tearing them down under any circumstance? And if not, how are you going to pay for the $75 million? You say it costs, Larson says it's $45 million. So how would you pay for it if you don't tear them down?
Yeah, well, if we don't tear it down, it would probably be a while. I mean, one thing is because over the last few years we've been both reducing the amount of buildings we have to put capital financing in. We've also paid down debt, so we've got a bit more room for capital that I don't like to borrow. If we decided as a community, hey, look, we want to do domes again for the next 50 years, we'd probably come up with, as I generally try to, whatever the most sustainable way we could do. I'll tell you one thing, right now we lose about $1.2 million a year just operating them. I mean, it's expensive. You have glass domes called Tropical, and it's in Milwaukee.
Open to the idea of tearing them down.
Well, in what won't surprise you, and it will be a theme, I try not to ever limit my ability to improve a plan. What I like to do is, whatever we do, things that work, that are sustainable, that serve the public. When the domes replaced the Victorian Conservatory that was there before, I'm sure there was plenty of people who bemoaned the loss of the Victorian Conservatory and saw these new modern McDonald's-y domes as, it was, heresy. I'm sure there were some people who did, right or wrong, and I'm sure whatever we do, if it's changed, there'll be people who will be nostalgic about what was. To me, we just built 2 years ago a lot of wonderful new efficient greenhouses. In fact, that's where the county board had their hearing on the domes. To me, the most important thing is whatever we do there, it serves people. It's what the public and the community wants to see there. And then within that context, it's the most sort of sustainable and efficient.
Just help me clarify. You were saying that you wanted something sustainable. You're talking about a sustainable revenue source to pay for if you do repair the domes, or what are you talking about?
Well, at a minimum, I said before, they're about $1.2 million a year we lose to operate them. So if nothing else, even if we decided we were going to do the domes, there's a lot, technology's come a long way. Geothermal's a lot further. I would look for, okay, what can we do to reduce operating costs? What can we do if we're going to start planning again? Are there things that we can do that maybe account for sort of more earned revenue? It's event space now, but if we knew event space was going to be part of it going forward, let's not guess.
So how open are you to tearing them down?
It's the same thing.
Is it a realistic option?
It's a realistic option. Put it this way, if the public says, hey, we don't want to spend, on the finite box of funding we have, we don't want to spend on this $75 million, then I'm not going to tell them they're wrong.
Chris Larson says the figure is actually $45 million. Is he just wrong on that?
Well, I don't know where he's getting his numbers from. I know that our numbers are based on essentially a dollar-adjusted estimate that Grafe did. I think you guys have covered this. The domes have had maintenance issues for years.
Right.
I think the initial designer of them would have probably told you, hey, they won't last forever. The glass they use in there isn't made anymore. There's over 10,000 panes of glass, so it's a very technically difficult thing to replicate.